Whisper of a good friend. Hi, I'm Chucky, and today I'm actually doing a. Oh, I just realized that I'm fucking stupid because today is basically I. Why do I keep forgetting to turn down the volume? Anyhow, I need to go and get like sorry, I have a fully booked day, and in the sense that I just, have made a ton of commitments, most of which I knew beforehand, and some of which I should have figured beforehand. Um, so I couldn't really find another time to do today's stream. I'm trying to remember if I've attempted this level before. Anyhow, so with that in mind, I just kind of had to decide that right now. I'll probably stream up until I have to get up and go. Because otherwise, I'm sorry, fellas, and I don't like constantly delaying streams, because here's the thing, it's less about, like, an actual, well, I guess y'all, because if y'all, look, I know it's poor taste for a streamer to kind of reference the fact that there is, well, nobody there, but I also think, like, I don't think it's unreasonable to acknowledge that, because I'm not like, yo, where is everybody? I'm just, acknowledging the fact, because I mean, I am basically a nobody, which is, honestly, it's part of the fun here. Like, no standards. Hell, I have no idea who, like, I am as a. What the? Oh shit! Fucking Seath monstrosities, pissing me off. Anyhow, oh god, yes, the engine. Anyhow, as I was saying, so. So, I need to, I'm basically explaining my thought process here, which is, since it's not about the fact that I'm, like, I think there's some sort of audience that I need to cater to, because, if there's one person who is, like, constantly looking forward to either watching a stream or, like, catching up to the VOD or something, like, you rock, I fucking love you, but I fuck, man, I'm oof, that was a poor showing, but it's conceited to take you as rote, to take your existence as rote, and but the thing is, like I've said, this isn't a matter of, me deluding myself that I have some sort of audience. It's about basically, like, here's the thing, when I do something, especially when it's something that I like doing, I want to do it, like, as properly as I can, even though I do have a lot of, I guess, scuff and poor quality shit, which, here's the thing, like, just look at my profile picture, like, that's something I drew myself. If that hasn't set the tone for the fact that I kind of am going for a bit of a ramshackle look, and that's, self-describing it generously, then I don't know what is. So, yeah, but I've said I want to stream every Sunday, and I want to hold myself to that. It's just that simple. And I think I've managed so far, and if I haven't, I've constantly taken care to actually let people know. And on that token, I had to make a call to apologies. I've been very sneezy these past few days. It'd be funny if I actually have allergies to pollen, but I doubt it. I mean, hell, one of my best friends is Polish. Sorry. That's a misrepresentation. He's a good mate. I like the guy, but you know, I just had to. I'm a bit dozy right now. I have no idea why. But yeah, calling him a best friend is a bit of a stretch on both our ends. You know, so. But I needed, like, I just had to make the Polish joke. Anyhow, fuck. Poor timing. I really have to use. I wonder if, like, the design is done, like, considering. You know, or kind of like expecting the players to rely on enemy erasers here. Because I'm not sure whether it's one way or the other. But then again, I am getting quite a fair bit of, like, boosts. Jesus Christ, these things are relentless, man. Anyhow. So, as I was saying, because of that, you know, I kind of try to either at least notify if there is anybody here, and even if not, again, this is partly, like, my enjoyment from streaming comes from, you know, doing something that I basically choose to do. And it wouldn't sit right with me if I didn't, you know, especially that, if I didn't at least try to do things the right way. And doing things the right way in this case means getting today's stream done on, you know, kind of on short notice for myself as well. Because normally, you know, it starts at 2 in the afternoon. Luckily, this is a standard. I'm not holding myself too much. I mean, it's literally impossible, you know, but, you know, reasonably speaking, I should have figured this out and went like, hey, Sunday stream is gonna be moved to whenever. The grenade was so fucking nerfed, it's not even fair. And the fact that, like, the fireball doesn't seem to have a better time of it either is heartbreaking. Anyhow, but, you know, I literally forgot. What the fucking Titan? Wait, no, this, I know this face. Holy shit, what's it from? It's from a side-scrolling shmup. Like, okay, obviously it's probably clear because of the way it's, like, facing, but holy shit, I know this face. And I know, oh god, I'm trying to remember, because, like, it's a shmup. I saw it played somewhere. Oh dear. God, where do I know this from? I know it from somewhere. Where though? Oh god. Why do I know this? It's pissing me off. This is an easy boss, I'm not gonna lie. Oh shit, what the fuck? Bruh. Ah, this was neat. Holy shit. Anyhow, this is a different enemy. I 100%, I know it, but that, like, demon head Okay, I need to top up. Oh shit, it is aiming for me. Oh god, yes. You know, this is one of the funnier things. So sorry to bring politics in this, but so I've explained a few times that I am. No. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Oh fuck. That was awful. Holy shit. Anyhow, as I was saying, so I've alluded several times to that. I'm being sarcastic here, but seriously. So I've mentioned that I'm an atheist, and well, realistically, you know, my stance is, I think, closer to agnosticism, in that I literally don't care, because if there is a God out there, it really doesn't care whether we believe in it or not. And, you know, if it's a moral God, then hey, you know, still doesn't hurt to live life, you know, trying to at least philosophically not hurt others. Anyhow, you know, trying to live as good of a person as you can. Anyhow, so this is one of the things that, like, I constantly get ragged on about. It's not ragged. I'm treating this like it's far more serious of a thing, or I feel like I'm making it seem like far bigger of a thing that it even needs, because it's not even a problem. Namely, like a joke that you've almost certainly heard before, which is like, what do atheists say during sex? Oh, my scientific method, oh, my scientific method. And just in general, the idea that you can't, like, go, oh god, when saying something like, religiously, yes. Religiously speaking, yes, because you are taking God's name in vain. And if we lived in a perfectly religious world where you'd have, like, you know, actual proper Christians and then the rest of us heathens, that would be the case. But we don't live in that world, and a lot of people will use "oh God" as a generic exclamation. And I kind of picked it up from there. Hell, I have actually a lot of religious, I guess, turns of phrase that I use, even in my native Romanian. And again, chalk it up to being surrounded by, you know, religious environment. But then I think it might be prudent to ask what kind of religious environment would create, you know, would, like, consistently use invocations of God's name that don't actually mean to represent calls upon His power, you know. Like, for example, I don't know, it feels like, to my mind, when invoking God's name shouldn't be something you do, like, so minor that it's like a greeting, right, based on religion. And again, I'm overanalyzing a joke. I need to make this clear. I'm being weird about this, but the thing is, like, I don't know, it just feels really weird with how, like, I guess I've been exposed to Christianity, to see God being brought up so, like, easily. I don't know. It's a very weird thing to see, phenomenon, I guess. And yeah, you can maybe again, maybe I'm a party pooper, but it just, you know, it just speaks to this sort of I guess casualness with which God is brought up, even by like actual believers. But I think it kind of comes with the territory. Okay, I'm getting a bit analytical here, but this is something that I find very weird. It comes with the territory, I feel like, when you have this kind of like almighty, unquestionable God with a dogmatic grasp on faith and shit. But then like a lot of Christians, especially a lot of Catholic, or at least American Christians, seem to act like in some way God is their own like personal individual friend. I don't know, that always kind of struck me as weird, you know, because I wouldn't, like, if I revered something as a supreme moral authority that like doesn't have time for me and constantly like keeps me under a microscope to look at my moralistic choices, I don't know, I just feel like I would regard that being far more in a far more reverential manner, you know. And that's just kind of like, I guess, take this not as, because I'm fucking tired of people like challenging philosophies, you know, just for the sake of doing it, I guess. What the? Where's the fucking heal thingy? Is that thingy people use? Thank you. Anyhow, so I find it just like this. Again, I know enough even to like separate my distaste from actual like my bias, from actual like, you know, reasonable understanding and idiosyncrasies, you know. So just, I guess, here's the thing, right? Take this as a bit of a test. If you're a devout Christian and you think you can explain this to me, try and do it without preaching. You know, let's do this, because. But I will not be taking kindly to preaching. Like, let me make that clear. I don't like being preached at, and no one really does. Oh dear. Wait, actually, hold on. I can just. Oh wait, does he like have a longer range than my sword? Oh shit! I didn't notice he was speeding up, because I knew I was low, but I was kind of like thinking, okay, I might have to switch to enemy eraser sometime soon, and then I just didn't, and I am incredibly salty. Anyhow. But, yeah. I don't know. And here's the thing, right? Like this, I'm taking this as like the sort of like light poking of fun, because here's the thing. I used to be very much in the kind of like anti-SJW crowd when I was in my teen years. I think I mentioned this before. I never really hated someone. I just honestly, I thought what I think, like, how can I describe this? Nowadays, I think that a lot of like public liberal-leaning figures are being needlessly antagonistic and hostile, and in doing so, they're like, I guess, hurting, you know, perfectly normal and average people like you and me, who just so happen to, you know, not share our orientation. Which is fucking dumb. Like, can we just talk about how stupid it is? Just like the concept of taking issue with, especially like, because it seems like gay men tend to have it the worst when it comes to sexuality. And it just like, it's so strange to me as a conceptually, because here's the thing, right? I'm probably not what you would consider a like traditionally thinking manly man guy, in that, you know, I've never really maybe this speaks more to the influence I've had in my life, but I've noticed that a lot of the like traditional attitude that is expected of me is not something I like doing, something that I found undignified, because it's basically being a lech. And mind you, I'm a fucking lech. Like, I think of myself as being a very lecherous man, in that I'll shamelessly simp and drool over, like, y'all, if y'all watch the God Hand streams, like, I was only somewhat playing up how distracted the Axe ladies were making me. And that's just because, well, you know, I thought it would be funny, but it was an actual, like, not problem, that's overstating, but it was an actual factor while playing that I was being distracted by the big muscular ladies beating me up. But the thing is, you know, that's something that I reserve for like fictional characters or personae, not you know, actual real life people, because I think it's just, first off, it's kind of undignified for myself, because I don't think that you know, it's particularly masculine to like literally lose focus over a fucking you know, attractive anything, really. It, I don't know, I guess I really vibe with the Greek philosophy here, but no, seriously, it's just kind of dumb, you know, in my opinion. And it always, like, seeing guys who are like constantly drooling and shit like that, that always kind of made me feel icky, even though admittedly, like, I'd feel horny too, I'd feel that kind of way. And, you know, sometimes I guess quite openly, but never towards like actual people, whereas, you know, that was kind of the impression I got. However, point is, I wasn't paying attention. I hate this. This level, fuck. Anyhow, point is, so to wrangle it back to the point I started making and then I fucking forgot, let's just take the trans community, because that's a group that I, you know quite a few people from. And I thought that trans people, even if not intentionally like for attention grabbing, but like emotionally, would act like that one "it is ma'am" lady, I guess. Because I'm not sure, listen, I'm not sure that one wasn't someone doing a bit. Genuinely, but again, you know, it is ma'am, so ma'am, I guess, lady, whatever. Doesn't matter to me, doesn't hurt me, I don't care. You know? But, well, you know, then I just kind of realized, because here's the thing, something I'd say, like, even as a fucking teenager, blanket statements are by default wrong. And I still believe, like, the spirit of this. But, you know, who the fuck would have knew that kid would take longer to figure out shit. So, yeah. And I forgot what the point was before that. I think the point was that, like, I realized that a lot of bad apples are spoiling everyone's fun just being. Because this is true for both sides, you know? Because I've seen some people who, like, genuinely, like, you know, do I need to kind of, like, talk about the positives of the LGBT community? Because I don't... Here's the thing, I may fail to state them, but that's because I think they're obvious to me, you know? Like, they're supportive, and they're not even, you know, they're supportive of each other. They're usually not very intolerant. The whole, like, the only thing to not tolerate is intolerance is usually something I've seen in more fringe, more extremist corners, more isolated communities, I guess. most LGBT people, like, the only way I found, I guess to put it this way, that people manage to piss off the LGBT community constantly is by being bad faith by default, which I think is a pretty reasonable stance to have, not gonna lie. And it's the same thing with Christians, like, you know, even most of the, like, all but the most well-meaning or delusional Christians will be annoyed by someone approaching them with an inherently, like, you know, bad faith argument or debate. Because, I mean, fucking duh. Nobody wants to entertain someone who is, like, clearly not there to actually, you know, have a conversation, but more so to, like, take them as a punching bag. You know? But other than that, like, not gonna lie, there are things I've seen on both sides that tend to piss me off a lot. Like, for example, how, to me, again, it just philosophically anathema to, like, my understanding of Christian faith to proselytize? Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it. But either way, to preach in places where people don't go to preach, like, for example, a comment section that has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. Like, fucking hell, man, you know, if he's the Lord Almighty so important, then why do you need to go down in the dirt and dig for nickels in his name, right? Like, personally, I would find, like, if I were venerated, I would find that mighty bothersome. Like, I am not so desperate in my faith that, in my followers, I guess, that I need you to go and, you know, take literally anything you can find. Especially considering the fact that, you know, still Christianity is one of the, it is one of the biggest religions in the modern world. So, yeah. It's just being weird for the sake of being weird. We're doing that, and I think most Christians, like, at best don't care for that, and at worst are actively annoyed as well, because it's a bad look, you know? It's a bad fucking look. The same way someone who is trying to convince you that you know, they got the right idea by having, you know, by showcasing off their wealth and status with things like you know, well-tailored dresses and shit, would be a bad look if they had to, like, you know, bend down to pick a coin, and not for the sake of, like, you know, putting it someplace else or something. You know, actually pick it up in order to appropriate it. That's something that I find really daft. Shit. Bro, I got sniped! Holy shit, how the fuck did I get sniped? I hate this. I hate this boss so much. You know what? Today's stream's gonna be just beating this guy, and then I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna get drinking too, just to forget this thing. So I love the fact that this game has controls with both. It has controls with what even was that accent I was doing, with both like arrow keys and WASD, because I can like lean over, take a drink from my cannon, then while still, you know, getting the character moving around. Right, I had something I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, right, accent. So here's a bit of a funny tidbit. I recently joined a D&D campaign using a One Piece mod, where I'd be playing a pugilist, which is a homebrewed class. I think you can find it online. And specifically the Salt and Vinegar subclass, which is basically being like a wrestling heel. I've even called him Edgar Cow. And I decided to give him a Scottish accent. And I don't have much of a problem with doing, like, you know, at least the kind of like TV version of a Scottish accent. But I also have a campaign, in the campaign I play today, I have a Nova Kid inspired character who is, you know, like he's got a southern drawl to his speech. And I just can't for the life of me figure out southern drawl. Like, what I do is I kind of, I guess, verbally lean back with my voice, which I think is not all that productive, you know. Because it doesn't sound right to me. Just doesn't sound right, and it's pissing me off to no end, because like I said, when I do something and it's something that I like doing, I like trying to do it properly. And the fact that I can't figure out how to do the southern accent, whereas the Scottish accent I feel quite comfortable doing. Again, it may not be the best, but it's what John DiMaggio taught me in Samurai Jack. It's somehow baffling to me. It's even funnier because, to my mind, right, Southern is a style of accent that is kind of laid back in a way, you know, because it kind of starts in the default position of your voice leaning back in the figurative chair, and then, you know, as things kind of get more exciting, it might hype up. I can't do that. I cannot. I can speak in a relaxed manner, but my voice just can't do that relaxed thing. And the funniest thing, like, it's called a Texan drawl, right? And the word drawl itself seems, at least to me, like a perfect... Wait, I wonder if the laser might not be great here. Looks like seems to me like a great choice for this. Like, to amp yourself into speaking it, you know. But then I just can't do it, even with like training wheels word like drawl. Like, I can go drawl. That doesn't work. And there was this one clip I saw of this guy kind of explaining how to do Arthur Morgan's accent. Arthur Morgan's voice, I should say, rather. And, you know, a lot of it was like explaining how to do the Texan drawl. And I just, like, he explained it and it sounds so simple and I can't do it and it's pissing me off. And I think this would be just kind of one thing, but I've noticed in my life in general that just overall, I have an easier time with more complicated things than I do with oh, wait. Decent. I'm gonna go with this one for now. Than I do with like more basic things. Like for example, hell, let's take my half a lifelong disability of being a League player, right? As a League player, I had like one of the characters I could never really get was Garen. He is such a basic ass character, but I'm not saying, you know, oh, he's so basic I can't get him. I'm just saying, like, for a character that's that basic, I couldn't get him, you know? Meanwhile, I'd be up top playing, like, fucking Kled or Scion or shit like that, which, you know, I mean, I wouldn't call the most complicated characters, but they're not the easiest either. And, oh dear, I think I'll farm some health here. Oh, God. Oh! Come on, don't choke, don't choke! I choked. How did I do that? Bro. That's it, I'm changing my channel name. I'm no longer Chuck Unicle, I'm Choky Unicle. Oh, God. I am immeasurably salty over that. I was literally handed a second wind on a fucking platter. I was 0 health. It would have been a literal fucking comeback. And it just... Ah. Why am I like this? I mean, you know, because here's the thing, right? With other things, I get it, because I tend to get, you know, reckless and shit. But with this one, I just saw it. I was like, yeah, no, this is, the game is running in Flash Player emulator. It is also Hi, Dan. It's a Flash Player emulator, and it's a, basically fan-made sequel to a, indeed, Japanese game called The Guardian Legend on NES. This game basically just someone woke up one day and decided to create a sequel to it, which I actually think there's like a couple more plotting around the internet, because I know there's one that looks HD and I'm not the biggest fan of the way it looks. Basically, how can I put this? The first Guardian's Legend is itself, actually, I learned, like, later on in life, a sequel to a game called Gardic. That is a, I think, Famicom game. Not sure, because I'm not entirely clear on whether a Famicom is like just the Japanese NES or if it's like something even older than that. It's something that runs a bit like a DOS platform. And the thing is, the first Gardic itself kind of plays a bit like, how can I put it? It's a shoot 'em up like these stages. But you have like rooms you can go to rather than just moving, you know, upwards or side to side. And then Guardian Legend took that concept and separated it into what this game basically plays like, which is a combination of, I guess, Galaga, which I've actually never played Galaga. It's, so as I was saying, it's a combination of Galaga and, I guess, Legend of Zelda, kind of. And, I guess, you know, there's a kind of small-ish, because this is a pretty niche game. I really like it or, you know, I like the original quite a bit, partly because of nostalgia, kinda, but also because it has this kind of unique aesthetic where you feel like you're in a place where humans are not supposed to be. Yeah, kind of. If you want to have some fun, look up the different versions, the European, American, and Japanese covers for this game, because it's interesting how, like, the at least the European and American versions, it is pretty cool. I've heard that it's apparently pretty difficult, and this version, you know, since it's a fan-made sequel, obviously the difficulty is ramped up. But the original, maybe it's just because I'm so used to it, but it's usually pretty easy except for a few boss fights. Meanwhile, this one, like, I've gotten stuck quite a few times, and not always on bosses. A cool thing this game has is that it actually has a mechanic, a puzzle mechanic, where, because, like, these corridors come in two forms. There's I missed that. There's obligatory corridors, which are number like 1 through 8, I think, in this game. And then there's bonus corridors, which are corridors numbered, I think, 11 through 18. You know, basically, if it's less than 10, it's a main corridor, and if it's less than 18, it is, if it's more than 10, it's optional. And the optional stages, they just, like, when you get to them in the overworld, they just straight open up. The bonus one, the main one, sorry, you need to, like, figure out a way to break a seal on them. And it can range from, like, just shooting the gate to walking on some things, and even, for example, going into a whole other room. This is an infamous one in the original, where you just need to enter, like, re-enter and exit a lander's room. This game, I've put, like, in the description, you have a link to the itch.io for this one, which, you know, it's pretty easy. You just download it, unzip it. For this one, I'm not sure if I have the cassette of it anymore. It's probably knocking somewhere around the house. But I probably couldn't ever get streaming through a fucking NES going. Yeah, it just got blasted first thing. That's lovely. But yeah, also that head guy, like, because a lot of these enemies are, and music, are borrowed from other NES games, or rather SNES games. And the head guy is from another shmup, but I just can't remember which one it is. It's, because I know, or I'm pretty sure it is, a shmup where you play as a head yourself. You're like the small head of, I think, some samurai or other, and you're in New York. It sounds like a fever dream, but it is an actual game. And I don't remember who I saw play it. That's what makes this so difficult for me to figure out. But yeah. Personally, I've never... Here's the thing, I've played quite a few side-scrolling shmups, but I find that I play them, like, they're kind of forgettable, I guess? Oh, I'm not getting... Hold on, I gotta focus, because... Wait, I have an idea. What if I do this? Oh. See ya, man. Thanks. So performance anxiety apparently helps. Hallelujah. Jeez, oh yeah, that's the good stuff. I think it's might be a bit nerfed since the original, because it feels a bit slower. But then again, you know, anything that like isn't as strong as I remember it, even if it's just because the context makes me actually use, is gonna feel different. And therefore ruin. Nah, I'm just kidding. Alrighty. That was quite a fair bit rough. I want to see the new area, and after that I'm thinking I'm gonna be off, because as I said, today I had to get this one done quickly, because otherwise I have literally no moment to, what the fuck was that, to stream at any other time, so might as well, you know, get it done now. Okay, let's see. This looks Metal Gear-esque, gotta say. I should probably go save, but yeah. Alrighty. I kind of miss the old, like, Pink Room, you know, Blue Lander theme. It's kind of sweet. It's kind of a sweet song. But anyhow, yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. See you all maybe next Sunday, maybe sometime through. I'm still kind of flip-flopping on whether I'll pull the trigger on buying Saint Dymphna, especially since it seems to be on sale right now. So yeah, I might as well.